YouTube, and it's Urson 11 Villanca here, and as promised, here is my deck review, or well, deck analysis of Durant. I actually had to use it in a weekly league tournament so that I know what I have to say about Durant. I have been excited all these days, all these weeks to use this Durant deck, and actually it has proven quite a lot, and I think it's doing good. And alongside with this video, there will be also a tournament report, a league tournament report after the deck analysis, or at least the deck presentation, because I don't think there's any more thing to analyze here. Everything has been written and everything has been talked about this deck. So here is my deck. I'll give you my very own Durant version. So let's start. We start off with, of course, 4 Durants, and the main goal of this deck, just so if some of you doesn't know yet, is to win via decking out your opponent with Durant's Devour attack. So yeah, the goal is to set up 4 Durants in play as soon as possible and start devouring your opponent out. And yeah, it disrupts his setup, especially if it is Magnezone or Tyram or whatever. But you know, the weakness of Durant is fire, so Tyram might be questionable there. But usually Durant is very effective against those decks who need setup to get going. So yeah, very staple for Durants. Next is 2 Rotoms, because you want to get out 4 Durants in play, just like what I said a while ago, and if one is priced, that could be a big difference in the game. So yeah, with Rotom's Mischievous Trick Poke Power, you can switch your prize with the top of your deck. So yeah, and what do I say? Considering that your deck, Durant deck, doesn't take any prizes, so Rotom can be a good addition. And yeah, I think almost all Durant decks run at least one copy of Rotom. So yeah, I ran 2, so just for, you know, if one Rotom is priced, I have another one. Next is my tech in this deck. It's actually Hypno, and of course Drowzee, because he needs to evolve. With Hypno's Poke Power, which is called Sleep Pendulum. Yeah, the pendulum guy. You can put your opponent's active Pokemon to sleep, and in that way you can stall your opponent so that he cannot attack your Durants, which has only 70 HP. And yeah, you have a better control of the game. You have a better chance of decking your opponent out if he cannot knock out your Durants. So yeah, I think Hypno is a good addition to this deck. And later on I will talk about some decks that I've seen in most Durant decks. So I think in my country, or at least in the decks that I have seen, in the Durant decks that I have seen, I think I'm the only one who's running Hypno as the tech. So yeah, that could be an interesting thing. And yeah, next we go to the supporters. Here we have 4 Pokemon collectors. Well, self-explanatory, you want to get Durant as early as possible, to set up 4 in your play as early as possible. Next is 3 Twins, because as I've said, this deck doesn't get any prizes, so Twins can give you better control of the game and can allow you to get essential cards when your opponent has taken prizes already. So yeah, an example would be setting up playing Twins, and then maybe getting Lost Remover or Crashing Hammer depending on the situation, and getting another Twin so that the next turn you can get another card which is essential for your play or for your attack. So yeah, Twins is very essential in this deck. Next is your draw supporters, 4 Pokemon collectors. No need to explain any more things here, because their main goal is to just to draw cards and to get you going faster. Pokemon Collector, I mean Pokemon Professor Oak's new theory, 4 copies, 2 Professor Juniper, and 2 ends, so that you can disrupt your opponent and you can get him to draw more cards as well, especially in the early parts of the game. Next we go to the trainer lines. I have here 4 level balls. This can search every Pokemon in this deck at least, because it says that search your deck for a Pokemon with 90 HP or less, so even Hypno can be searched by level ball. So yeah, alongside with Pokemon Collector, this can be a great combo, and you can get all your Pokemon in your bench as early as turn 2 with Pokemon Collectors and level ball. 3 copies. Next is Revive, because Durant is prone to getting knocked out. So yeah, 4 revives are essential here. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And then 2 Pokegear, just to help you get your supporters and get going faster. Because as it is said here, I'm sorry, look at the top 7 cards of your deck and choose a supporter card you find there. So yeah, if in your first turn you don't have Pokemon Collector but you have Pokegear 3.0, you can play it, and luckily if you search Pokemon Collector out, yeah, you can use it and yeah, set up all your Durants in play. Next is 3 junk arms, so that you can use other trainer cards in play. After you've set up your Durants in play, the other Pokemon Collectors are pretty much useless. So yeah, you can use this and just throw away your Pokemon Collectors to get other items, other trainer cards. So yeah, and junk arm is pretty much essential again in this deck, but I only ran 3 because I think it's enough. Other people ran 4. I've seen most who ran 4 junk arms. It's pretty much your choice, but 3 junk arms work very much for me. Next is 3 Eviolites. Yeah, because you don't want Durant to get knocked out so easily. So yeah, alongside with Special Matter Energy, you remove at least 30 damage to Durant. And yeah, 30 damage done by attacks of your opponent to Durant. 3 copies of Eviolite, and next is we have 3 Crashing Hammers, just so you can stall your opponent. And this can be very annoying, especially with those who doesn't have energy accelerators, like what decks, maybe ZPST or something. But be careful of ZPST because it can donk Durant decks. So yeah, Crushing Hammer, yeah, even if they have energy accelerators like Electric or Typhlosion, for as long as you postpone their attacks and as you can stall, Crushing Hammer is pretty much effective. And in the tournament that I've joined yesterday, Saturday, I've used 3 consecutive Crushing Hammers, 1 every turn, and yeah, all my flips are heads, so yeah, my opponent cannot attack. And he was using ZPST with Mewtwo and Electric. Next is 3 Pokemon Catchers, because you want to stall and you don't want to get attacked by your opponent. So yeah, use this if there is a Pokemon in the opponent's bench that cannot attack and pretty much useless, like Electric, because it cannot attack, it's just here for engines, for energy accelerators. So yeah, 3 Pokemon Catchers. And in the tournament, I've used 3 Loss Remover, which is becoming so popular right now. And yeah, this can help you get out. This can help you get out Prism energy and double colorless energy from your opponent's Pokemon. And yeah, double colorless energy, if it is removed, that's pretty much a big difference in the game, because that's two energies in fact. And yeah, the opponent can have his attack very postponed even up to 2 turns. So yeah, 3 Dust Remover. And here, the Alph Lithograph from, what's this, Triumphant. It says that look at all of your face down prize cards. This can be very helpful because, as I've said, you don't want any Durant in your prize because your deck cannot and doesn't take any prizes at all. So yeah, this alongside with Rotom's Pokepower is pretty much effective and pretty much great. A great combo. Next is only one switch, and yeah, this have been my problem in the tournament, but you know, my performance is so-so, not pretty much great, but pretty decent. Well, the main problem of this deck is yeah, it only ran one switch, and maybe it's pretty hard to get. So yeah, I'm thinking about replacing some, and yeah, but for this episode, I only use one switch. So yeah, because I only use one switch because I have a Skyarrow Bridge. So yeah, you know, you all know what Skyarrow Bridge is. And yeah, if Hypno or Drowzee is captured, they have 2 retreat costs. So yeah, I think switch can be an essential part of this deck. Running more switches, in fact, can be pretty much good in this deck. So yeah, for the energy, of course, we have to have 4 metal energies because it also removes 10 damage from any attacks done to Durant or to any of our Pokemon in play. No, 2. Yeah, right. I'm sorry. And yeah, for regular, normal metal energies. And yeah, 2 Prism energy because Rotom can also attack. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, for the attacks, I'm planning to put in a Shaman EX because in the late game, Durant may be knocked out. All of our Durants might be knocked out, and we don't have any attacker. And yeah, if fortunately, and we can use Shaman EX as Revenge Blast attack, so that we win via taking out prize cards. And yeah, I'm deciding yet, but I'm giving you the option to use this because I think the winning Durant deck in the ECC used Shaman in his deck. And yeah, and somehow questionable Weavile. And yeah, with its disruptive Pokepower, it can be an effective part of this deck. So yeah, and also I've seen more Durant decks running Cobalion in my country. Cobalion as their deck, and yeah, it's pretty much good. But I don't want to use it because everybody uses Cobalion in their Durant decks. So yeah, I'm gonna pause this video for a while, and yeah, the following video would be tournament report. So yeah, stay tuned. I'll just pause this for a while because the battery is running low. So yeah, so here I'm back. For the tournament report, we had 4 rounds of Swiss games, and yeah, first round I was up against a Coke deck, Cobalion, Electrode, and Kyurem, which later on would be the top 1 in the tournament. And yeah, I won the first game. But second and the third game, in the second game, I had a lot of misplays because I used Rotom's Pokepower and I didn't manage to see which cards I have been switching. I believe I switched one position in the prize cards a couple or 3 times, and yeah, I forgot to regulate the switching. And yeah, first game I lost 2-1, and the second game I was by, so that's an auto win because the number of participants were odd. I think we're only 9 or 11, something like that. So yeah, that's auto win for me. And third round I was up against an electric variant, electric with Virizion and Zekrom, of course. And yeah, it's pretty much an easy win because I managed to put 4 Durants in play immediately. And yeah, I've disrupted his setup. I've even devoured his engines and electric. And yeah, and in the late game, he doesn't have any more energies. And yeah, and because he doesn't have his engines, I won the game. So yeah, and last round I was up against ZPST with Mewtwo EX and Regigigas, I think, Regigigas EX. I took only one game for it to be decided because we ran out of time, and yeah, I managed to devour him, and he has also a couple of misplays. So yeah, and just a tip for you guys: be careful in using Durant, especially against donk decks like CMT, or CMT is Celebi Mewtwo Tornadoes, and yeah, ZPST is still very effective these days. So yeah, watch out for that. And that's it for my episode in Durant deck. I hope you like it, and I also hope if you will run your Durant deck, please use this deck. It's pretty effective. Some people are underestimating this deck in Hypno, but for me it worked really fine and it worked really great. So yeah, thank you for watching. Stay tuned. I will upload next is the video that I will upload next is deck review or deck analysis of Reshiboar deck, which I've also tested against a lot of decks. And yeah, just a trailer, and yeah, just a trailer. My Reshiboar deck won against the top Durant deck player in our league. So yeah, I managed to beat him twice in 3 games. He won the first game and I won the next 2. So yeah, even if it's just a friendly game, it's not a tournament game, I think my Reshiboar deck is pretty much effective. So yeah, thank you, and Durant is milling out. See you next time.